All new at 4 during Buffalo's resurgence, a local group says they're seeing more interest from people to save the city's historic buildings. News 4's Allie Ingersoll joins us from Spruce Street on the city's east side with the story.
If you came here last week, you would have seen a church. It was built in the 1800s. Now, looking around, you can see it's just rubble. Buffalo preservationists say this is just one of the examples of why they feel it's so important to stand up for historic buildings around the city.
We still see some of the demolition by neglect that's happening around the city.
Seeing this site where one of Buffalo's oldest churches once stood, now reduced to rubble, is one of those demo areas Jessie Fisher is talking about. She says right now it's the best and worst of times to be doing her kind of work in the city.
We're seeing a lot of interest, but we're also seeing a lot of threats from the other side as well.
She says that uptick in interest is very heartening as more people are reaching out to the organization, hoping to hold on to history.
Community members are really understanding what makes their neighborhood special and really sets them apart from other places.
Fisher says all groups, from millennials moving back to Buffalo to community members living in the Fruit Belt, are now wanting to know more about how to preserve buildings.
Well, it gives people a connection. It makes us understand our story and our place in history.
And Fisher says building onto what stands is giving many buildings new life as people are beginning their next chapter in Buffalo.
People are really drawn to this architecture, so if we want to see this resurgence really go forward and live up to all of its potential, it's really important to make sure that we conserve as much of this architecture as possible.
The Preservation Society says not only is there a growing interest in people wanting to come out and stand up and save historic sites, but there's also an interest from people to come out to their events, learning more about the history and architecture around the city. Reporting on the east side, Allie Ingersoll, News 4.